As South Africa marks Women's Month, we celebrate the strides being made by women in the property sector. And the property management and real estate industry shines a spotlight on the remarkable achievements and resilience of women in the sector. And joining me in studio is CEO of Fitzanne Estates, Paul Scheltema. Good afternoon to you, Paul, and thank you so much for joining us. I hope I pronounced your surname correctly.
Scheltema.
Scheltema.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And I'm very excited to have you, and the fact that you've been here so early because you wanted to have you immerse yourself in the experience of live television, but your forte has been real estate property management. Take us back to starting your first business and what the challenges were and how things have changed.
Wow, that was years back. I've been with the company now 36 years. My sister initially started the company 40 years ago, so I only missed the first 4 years of its existence. And the strides that we've come from there to now is absolutely amazing, absolutely just a blessing. And all through the time, it's been mostly done by women.
Yeah, and you had to have the fortitude. I mean, the struggle song refers to women as a rock, because of the resilience and that sheer chutzpah to never give up. So I want to talk about gender parity in the space of property, realtor and management thereof, what it looks like in terms of the percentages, who owns who. Is it more male dominated still?
Okay, well, we've definitely seen an increase in women empowerment, but I think though South Africa needs much improvement in gender equity. What we've also seen is that women tend to be the decision takers when buying, and I'm not talking about shopping, I'm talking about buying homes. They are the decision makers. Also a very interesting fact is that almost 60% of the South African residential stock belongs to women, either on their own or as per joint title holders. I also see a trend of the new young single girls coming into the industry, and that's very noticeable. At Fitzanne, we are 100% female management, and our women-empowered workforce is 95%. So we do need the odd guy there to do
the odd guy, they have their uses, you know, maybe you can change the light bulb or whatever. but just let's look at how you start your is it your property portfolio? Because maybe as an end user, I will only interface with a real estate company to say, do I fit the criteria, you know, in terms of affordability, etc. And does the landlord approve to have me occupy his space? But you as the owner, it's a completely, the dynamics are different. And so talk us through that.
I actually had a discussion with a makeup lady about the very same thing a few minutes ago. And she said that she wanted to start off, and I said, all right, first of all, remember that there's always risks involved. You have to do your homework carefully. You have to be very or properly prepared for where you want to buy, what you want to buy, what area you want to buy into. And no matter what you do, there's always risks involved, either non-payment of rental, damage to property, and you have to be prepared for that. So I think an estate agent or a letting agent is essential in the beginning, but this is what I'm so excited about. This is one of the things we want to embark on, is to establish a forum for women to buy property where they eventually can actually manage those properties themselves.
That is exciting. And how far are we? Is that still, in a sense, research or trying to put a form to this particular organization? Are you just talking about it?
It's difficult to say how far we are. There's a lot of role players in the industry that is working towards an idea. Everyone has a different idea, but towards this one specifically, we need to have the correct connections, networking, in order to get the idea out there, in order to be able to present our seminars and what the advantages and disadvantages are.
Okay, I see you're very particular in how you run your affairs, and you're obviously stuck and specialized in residential property management. So would a property owner come to you and advertise and say, please run this particular one, you accumulate a number of them in a particular area and manage them over a couple of years?
Correct.
And eventually own your own? Are you there yet?
Me, myself, I've owned 9 properties. I have sold some of them over the years. Property hardly ever loses its value, so it still remains a very level, good investment. So if you want to start off doing this, I think you would need the guidance of someone that can tell you which area is most preferable. Should it be student accommodation or ordinary residential accommodation? Should you buy close to one another or should you buy apart? It depends on what your needs are. Is your aim to settle your bond as quickly as possible? Is your aim to get the highest rental? So it would all depend on the person seeking this advice.
Yeah, and just in wrapping up, as you were having a conversation with one of my colleagues in starting up, so you may have women under your company, Fitzanne, who want to eventually be property managers, but don't want to lose the income that they're currently in and seem like a competition to you, the programs and opportunities that you provide in empowering junior staff members and women as they make their entry into the business?
Okay, in the property management section, we have to deal with a lot of administrative work, such as organizing meetings, collection of levies, which is a horrible task to do, asking for money. So the program as such is not specifically aimed at staff members, although the possibility is always there. You can always register as a property practitioner and buy properties, or not necessarily being a property practitioner to buy, but you can buy properties, you can learn of the industry, you can qualify yourself for the necessary standards, but mostly this is aimed at our clients, at our, shall I say, investment circle.
Okay, got you. And I'm afraid time is an enemy on live television. I wish we had more time, but thank you, Paul, for coming through.
Great
I'm sure
pleasure.
We'll interact in future opportunities as well. That's Pearl, and it's Scheltema.
Scheltema.
Scheltema, who is the CEO of Fitzanne Estates. You can look them up by running a property management business.